Hey guys, today I'm in the St. George Library and I'm here to visit a friend. I hear there's a makerspace around here. There he is!
Sorry for the mask. How you doing?
That's all doing great.
Yeah.
Despite all this stuff.
It's our life right now. Let's check out the makerspace where I get to work every day.
Oh
How
my
cool
God.
This is.
Okay, what's this? What printer is this one?
This is a Raise N2 Plus 3D printer. This is about capable of printing a small child.
Yes, it is.
It's about a 2-foot high area by about 13 inches by 13 inches. You cannot really buy these anymore. Yeah, we're printing. So that was a scanned chess piece.
Lord.
It was a stone chess piece that somebody got in Thailand. We scanned it on our scanner over here.
I don't know how to zoom in, so I'm just going to push this camera in there.
It doesn't have to. Yeah.
Why'd the...
Oh, that's just a screen.
Forgive me guys, this is my first time having a GoPro. My God.
You just fix that in post.
The detail.
Oh, and that's even crap detail because all the fine detail got wiped out in the scanner.
Really?
Yeah, every time you do a scan, like anything with a deep crevice, it does not catch down to the depth of that crevice. And
Yeah.
I'm playing with like, can we procedurally put those deep crevices back? But we're still playing with it. But yeah, we got a 3D scanner here. We got a couple of 3D printers here. We've got a laser cutter. We got a CNC machine.
Those look familiar. Are those the ones from your house?
No. When I started here, I recommended we bought these, and they worked great for 2 years, and then they all started shutting down.
Oh,
and
no.
So none of them are functional.
Oh no.
No. Well, I take it back. There are different degrees of functional.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Are you going to resurrect them, bring them back?
I've tried many times. many times. We actually started with 4 of them, and we're down to 3 now. We've been using them for parts.
And the tables.
Yeah.
I love your tables.
These are great, and the wheels are really the ability to move them around in here so that we could play with different configurations over that first year was integral for figuring out what the best configuration is for a makerspace. When I started, I thought we'll take one of these tables and we'll put a 3D printer, a computer, and a soldering station. We'll have this be like a little work pod.
Right.
But eventually we figured out, you know what? Put them to the side, put all the 3D printers over here. Because when they're running, we don't need people over here, and give people just more space to work with. And then open up the middle area, give us more space. Like you wouldn't think that a maker space, the biggest key to it would be space, but it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally makes sense.
Didn't at the time, you know, it's one of those things you gotta learn.
Yeah. Now, I see that you got like what is this, a CNC mill?
This is a CNC mill. It runs off a piece of software called Mach 3. And I'm not very good at it, but we got a couple of patrons who come in and use it fairly regularly. It's very cool. It's very cool.
That is neat.
This is an extremely rough one.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the pretty nice user interface that a Inventables X-Carve does.
Yeah.
If you have to make the G-code in your modeling software.
Wow.
So I don't love it, but it does work.
That is nice though.
Yeah.
My goodness. And then I see you got another, is that a 3D printer back there in the corner? Or is
That's
that
another CNC machine. That's a mini CNC machine. We've got a drill press. We've got a bandsaw.
Oh wow. So that's just an enclosure for it. Nice.
That actually is an enclosure for a CR10, but he got it and he was like, I'll put my CNC machine in here so I can drill toxic stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got a Muse?
We've got a Muse laser cutter. Like it a lot. Like it a heck of a lot, honestly.
I bet. The trouble I could get into with that.
Well, I mean, it's great. It's fantastic. But I'll tell you what, I still use the 3D printers more. Even though they're slower, even though they take more time. Anytime I'm thinking, okay, how could I solve this problem? More often than not, my brain says, well, I need a 90-degree turn in here, so that's out.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. And that's the 3D scanner you're talking about, right?
That's a 3D scanner. And it's a good one. It's functional. I hate it. I hate their customer support. I hate their software.
Yeah.
I much prefer the Soul scanner that I have at home, but this one does do higher detail and higher resolution. This one's great for the makerspace. I would not have it at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I love this place, man.
I'm kind of
Got the nice tool all over there.
Yeah, but, you know, when we opened the makerspace, somebody went to Harbor Freight with $1,000 and just filled up.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't get a whole lot more for that.
We did, but the heat guns have all died over time. We need to go buy some more of them, and you know, we broke a couple things.
Oh, that's nice though. I love it. I love how you got the spools up there like that. So do you just feed them right into the printers from up there? Or?
No. So these spools up here are actually the only one for the Ultimaker. They're the 3 mils. And we have down here the spools for the monoprice voxels and the rays and the monoprice minis, if anybody's brave enough to use them.
That is awesome, man.
And then, yeah, we got a nice TV up on the wall so that when people come in and have questions, you know, I'll put that up for them and I'll say, here, check this out and let me show you how to use Tinkercad and stuff like that. And then up above that, on the laser cutter, actually, I put a motto that I just got tired of saying it all the time, so I just point at the wall. People say, hey, well, is this going to work? Could I do this? And I point at the wall and I say, give it a shot, let me know how it goes.
I love it.
I mean, you might not, but, you know, it's surprising how many times people are like, I've never done this thing, will it work?
Right.
I've never done it. What do you think I just do everything all day long? I'm not an expert on everything. They're like, well, can we cut leather in the laser cutter? I'm like,
I know that you can like etch it or burn it. So like you can put
give
your
it a
initials.
shot. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I know you can put your initials because years ago I almost got one.
Yeah.
But at that time they were way too much. The only reason I would have is if I would have started a business doing laser engraving and that kind of stuff.
And I mean, these ones are still expensive, a couple $1,000s. But
yeah.
that's a couple $1,000s. That's
right.
not.
Back at that time,
impossible.
an Epilogue, the cheapest one they had, I believe, was like $5,000 or $6,000.
And you can get a really cheap one from China.
Yeah.
But you know, be prepared to mod it all day long.
Right.
I love the user interface on these, and in my opinion, paying for a user interface is well.
Yeah, that it is.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh, and by the way, you can laser cut leather.
You can.
Yeah, I've had people come in with old footballs.
Yeah.
And they will put it in the laser cutter and cut and etch and cut them to make wallets out of them. Like a great business idea, you know. And so yeah, for leather, you just if you want to cut it, your speed is 60, your power is 95. We just write down all the different things that we tried. Yeah, no, really.
Yeah.
It's going to be different for every.
Hey guys, hit pause real quick.
It's going to be different for every laser. And of course, we're focused on safety, so we got rules for everything. And everybody who comes in has to go through a training. Takes about an hour to do.
Right.
And because I'm me and I'm lazy, I recorded it. So if anybody comes in, they're like, "Oh, I want to do the training. What time is that?" I'm like,
to the TV.
We got time now. Yeah. So I set them down on the computers and I run them through it, and they sign the waiver and they do a little project. And we got one of them around here. I'm sure I've got one of them around here somewhere. I think they took it, but they actually 3D print a little card with words on it, and just like a library card, that is your permission to use the equipment.
Wow, that's
so your
cool.
Same with the laser cutter. You laser cut your card, and same with the sewing machine. Actually, we got a sewing machine in the corner, which reminds me where I'm keeping all of these. Well, organization's not my strong suit, so we might have to. Here's an example of the vinyl cutter. It's just a little card, so if you show me this, I'm like, yeah, you can use a vinyl cutter. You've proven that you can do it.
So let me ask you this: if somebody comes here and says, "I would like to join your makerspace,"
yeah,
how much does it cost?
Nothing.
Really?
We're the library. In fact, we'll charge you 5 cents per gram for material, and that's it. We're not trying to make a buck here.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's extremely accessible.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
It is, and especially in an area like this.
Yeah.
I've said before, I think that makerspaces do well in high-populated cities.
Yeah.
Where people have got this tiny apartment, and you say, okay, well, for $30 a month, I'll expand your apartment. It's just going to be in my garage.
Right.
People are like, cool. But here, you tell them, hey, $30 a month, and they go, well, you know, $30 a month over a course of a year, I can buy a 3D printer for that much. You know what? I'm not going to do. Right. Then they don't buy the 3D printer.
Right.
But that's the competition that we're. And so here we're like, yeah, well, come use the stuff. And I've had several people who come here, use the equipment, learn how to use it, make tons of prints, and eventually go, all right, I'm gonna blow the $200,000-$300,000 whatever I want to do on the size of the printer, and I never see them again. And I count that as a win, because I'm not trying to make money from them. I'm trying to improve people's lives.
Yeah.
So, love it.
That is awesome. So in other words, this right here weighs about how much?
I can tell you.
Uh-oh, you can.
The Raise has a fantastic user interface on it. Now these have no infill because they don't need it.
Right.
So this is 6 grams, which at 5 cents per gram, we would charge you 30 cents for.
30 cents.
30 cents for that sucker.
That is awesome.
It'll be like $2 for the entire set.
That is awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is this is a great place, man. I can't.
Well, and this was not the first one that this library system had built.
Okay.
They had built one more before they hired me, and then we built this one, and then we built one in the Hurricane Library.
Yeah.
So near where I live. And that one was more focused on arts and crafts. It's got sewing machines, it's got sergers, it's got a really great table for laying out fabric and stuff. It's big. Jewelry supplies, beading supplies, all those sort of things, and a 3D printer, because everybody can use 3D printers. And about this time, they said, well, could we put mini 3D printers in all of our, because we've got smaller libraries.
Right.
Sure, no problem. Take a cart, put a 3D printer, a couple of electronics projects. Oh, we got Arduino projects in here. If you want to learn Arduino, we got a whole kit right there for you and a whole book to teach you how to use them. Nice. I learned Arduino through these kits, and we gave those to the smaller libraries as well. And so every library right then immediately had 3D printers and making supplies.
Wow.
In them. It wasn't big, it was just little, but they all had them. And now we're working on Washington, and I wish I could take you there to show you.
Yeah.
But we've got big old green screen, we've got filming equipment, we're putting up a foamed sound room. It's not done yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna spend my Mondays and Tuesdays there, man.
Yeah,
this place is so good. So, yeah,
that is awesome.
It's not about, in the libraries, it's not about building one space that serves everybody's needs.
Yeah.
It's about bringing smaller spaces with focus needs to smaller groups. And honestly, if you're like, hey, I want to film something, but I'm here in St. George, Washington's like 4 miles that way, you know?
I always thought it was like the same town, because it's like the X's are like boom boom.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, technically Washington is a different town.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Now some of our remote branches, our smaller branches, it's a beautiful drive getting out to them, but they're ways out there. But yeah, no, between here and Washington and Hurricane, half an hour tops.
Yeah.
With bad traffic.
Man.
It's nothing. It's
Yeah.
nothing.
That's true.
So
See, you got the case with all
this is our
kinds of...
show-off shelf, and not all of these are prints that I've made. This, a young man printed out his home 3D printer and brought here. He drilled out his nozzle to 1.2 millimeters, so that thing was like extruding toothpaste. I mean, you could do your laundry on these lines. They are glorious.
I've used the drill a few times. That is awesome.
This is made out of flexible filament. So this is TPU.
God. That's cool.
And so is this. This is the St. George Temple. Somebody knocked the top off of it.
Oh no.
It's probably Brigham Young. He didn't like it. There's a story about it anyways. But this is also TPU, so it's a bouncy temple.
The bouncy temple. That's cool.
And this right here, this particular piece I call Burrito Night at the Geiger household. This is obviously a failed print that went all night long. And this had wrapped itself around the Raise's nozzle.
Wow.
And that took a little while to clean up.
So did any damage to the printer itself? Or?
No, once I got it cleaned up, it was pretty nice.
Just a matter of heat?
Just a matter of heat and time and...
heat and tug.
Cuss words.
That's cool. Well, brother, I'm not going to keep you on camera much longer.
Yeah, but thanks for checking it out, my man.
Guys, if you're ever in Utah, if you're ever driving through
Definitely
Washington,
come by. Definitely come by.
Driving through St. George, come see this guy.
Yeah, we're probably going to do a project right now, but yeah, come by.
Come by. Guys, take care, and we'll catch you in the next one.
See you.